Hello and welcome to another The Geothernal video, and today I'm going to be doing a mod spotlight and tutorial on IndustrialCraft 2. Now IndustrialCraft 2 really has all the industrial machines that you need. I mean, for an industrial pack it is one of the main things. Oh, and it also has lasers. So this is basically going to be a kind of summary of what IndustrialCraft 2 does, and I'm going to be going through some of the machines that you can get. Now, there are lots of things in IndustrialCraft 2, but one of the main things that makes it IndustrialCraft is all of the awesome machinery that is in it. Here I have an electric furnace, a macerator, an extractor, and a recycler. But before we get into that, we need to think about power. Now, in IndustrialCraft there are loads of different ways that you can get power. You can use geothermal generators. If you have the power converters mod, you can create an energy bridge. But the way that is the most common way that I've found is really to simply use solar panels. Right, now that we've done that, I'm going to go and get some cable. You can use glass fibre cable, or there are also HV cables and other types of cables. Even copper cable will do. So I've just joined this up using glass fibre cable. Glass fibre is the best, but it requires diamonds, so as I say, lower cables might be more suitable. Now, we can just have this go straight into machines, but what if we want to use the machines at night? Well, all we need to do is we need to get an MFE, which holds electricity, or for holding higher voltages and holding more electricity, the better MFSU. You need an MFE to actually make an MFSU, so you'll need to get an MFE at some point. Now that it's in an MFE, remember that the irregular side is always the output. You need to remember that. Now I'm just going to get this coming out of here, and let's line up our machines. We have a machine there. We're going to put our macerator there, recycler there, and I'm also going to put an extractor there to show you what they do. Wait, do not connect them up yet. I know what you're thinking. You want to just connect them up and then it'll all work. But be careful, because MFSUs output high voltage, and so these machines are low voltage, so they cannot handle it. So there are two ways to get around this problem. One, you can get an LV transformer. However, if you're using high voltage, because the MFSU outputs high voltage, you will also need an MV transformer. If you just hook these up here, and then we're also going to have an LV transformer. You need to remember that with transformers, that the irregular side is the input. So the electricity is going to go from these solar panels into the MFSU, and then it's going to go into the irregular side of the transformers, and it comes out of all of the other sides. If you accidentally placed it the wrong way, then you can't just break it. Really, what you need to do is you need to get one of these wrenches. Once you've got a wrench, you can right click on it and it will adjust which side it is on, as well as being used to actually break it by simply right clicking on it twice. Now that that's up, even though it's night, we still have power in our MFSU container, so we can still use all of these awesome electric machines. First things first, this is the electric furnace. This is pretty self-explanatory. The macerator is something that is very useful for many things. Something that you could use it for is if you get iron ore, or any ore that you cook to get it, then if you just put it in a macerator, then it macerates it into iron dust. So now that you have the dust of the item, you can then put it in your furnace and cook it. Now, once you have cooked this dust, it will actually turn into iron, but there is two of this dust, which means that you're basically duplicating your ores that you find while you're mining. Next, we have the recycler, and this can be very useful. You can pretty much put anything you want in the recycler. Just put it at the top, and then it will recycle it into scrap. There is only a small chance that it will actually transform into scrap. I was lucky first time here. So if I just get this scrap and wait for it to cook some more scrap, Still waiting for this machine to finish? Well, don't worry. If you get an overclocker upgrade, this means that the recycler operates quickly. You need to be careful about how many overclockers you get in. If you actually use transformer upgrades, then you can actually add more than 8 overclockers. So now that I've even put in 6 overclocker upgrades, you can see this is going much faster. Now let's get a crafting table and put the scrap in a perfect 9, and then we have a scrap box. This means that you don't have to waste all your rubbish items, and you can just make a scrap box with it. But what can you actually do with scrap boxes? Well, just right click and it will give you a random item. In this case, it was dirt, but look at all of the random items that you can get from scrap boxes. This means that you can turn a pile of dirt into something much more rewarding. It is kind of like a lottery. Like just then, I actually got a diamond from the scrap box, and it is something that you might want to do with your old stuff. Now, MFSUs and things are quite expensive. So, if you want, you can either use a generator in IndustrialCraft instead of an MFSU. Put it there, and that basically just runs on coal. However, it isn't the most efficient, if you know what I mean. So if we just get a little bit of coal and put it in here, put it in the bottom one, then we should now start to be getting power through here as normal. Something else that you might want to try as well is the Geothermal Generator, which instead of coal actually runs on lava buckets. So if we just put a lava bucket there, you see it's used that, and it will now start powering these machines. You might think that lava bucket isn't really going to be useful. You may as well just use a normal generator. But actually, if you have BuildCraft installed as well, you can pump lava out of a lava source or anything to get a pretty stable power source as well. In IC2, there are loads of other things you can do, including the electric jetpack, mining lasers, different types of suits, different types of cables. Oh, it's all in here. For industrial packs, really, IndustrialCraft 2 is essential. Even nuclear reactors are on here, really. Nukes. Interesting. Oops. Well, thank you very much for watching another The Geothernal video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter at no, sorry, that isn't spooky. Goodbye.